it all. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Joe Reed going to return it from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Herbert to throw right away. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And they're able to get this one across the 35. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. Herbert now. That's complete right side to Kmet. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
From the 40 now on second down. Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 38-yard line. Herbert off of play action. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4-4, but might need to be 5-5 to keep this drive going here as they face a third down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it, because 4 for 4 already, I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on third down.
Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on the third down? We're looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third and short, they'll try option left. That is not going to be any help as they take them behind the line of scrimmage. Hopkins' kick is good, and the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. Well, given where they started that opening drive, CD, I think to get 3 out of it, probably a pretty good start that they'll take.
I think you're exactly right about that, because they just shook off the effects of the kickoff and field position. and took the ball and moved it downfield. Didn't pay off with a touchdown, but that drive, that was really nice for them, and they did come away with 3 points.
Come on. Hey. Play. Go, Reed, go.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he's got some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On second down, here's Pierce. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and now long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a first down.
They'll run with a big back, A.J. Dillon. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
The way this game is going, the way that they possess the ball on the other side of the field, you go 3 and out here, you might not see the ball again until the second quarter.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up second down. The Texans had 10 and 5 to start play, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They get the home crowd behind them. That ain't going to be tough to beat.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Pierce. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's underneath to Pierce. And he's going to be brought down at about the 6. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. First and 10, it's Pierce. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Decided to hand off that time on the run pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady game.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Cordero Patterson. Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Texans have taken the lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he'll get into the end zone to make it a 5-point game. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. The Charger drive about to get going. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future as they start.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it up, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Now, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 games of football. Because remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
2nd and 8 coming up.
No check. Mikey, 18.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete.
They'll run with Patterson.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Let's face it, it's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
Touchdown, Texans!
Dameon Pierce
with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25.
The Charger drive about to get going.
But for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down, as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Another run now for Roundtree.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. From the 50, here's Herbert trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Jalen Petrie picks it up, and the Texans will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line.
Those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Gets the dump off to Pierce.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. They'll look to throw here on first down.
That's brought in downfield by London.
Touchdown, Houston.
Drake London,
34 yards.
and the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will make this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting on Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Elliott now to have the extra point. And that will bump the lead up to 26. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This one fielded at the 5.
And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. 35 seconds, all that remains in the first half as they come up on first down. Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete.
And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in a field goal range now at the 27-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. And this is caught by Williams. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. To the air again, Herbert. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now a second down throw for the end zone. It's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if you could have hold that. Instead, there's a real-time collision to draw that one free.
3rd and goal. Trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Here's Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers.
Cole Kmet
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Chargers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. This will be fielded inside the 5.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
And Pierce gets it again on second down. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They're going to look to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
6 yards there on the keeper at second down. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people make him touchdown, Houston.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
This is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, the pressure becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28.
53 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They'll run with Patterson. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
Here we go on 4th down. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game of a risky 4th down play. They'll run here with Pierce. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3.
That's good power football on the first team. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to trip a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Another carry for Pierce. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he's probably throwing here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw him for a touchdown.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And my goodness, another interception. Trey Flowers picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Out of the gun, a run with Patterson. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 69 yards now on the ground and just 7 carries. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Dillon. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Drake London.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Texans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Elliott good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards.
Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Christian Harris. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and break the play.
That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. So from Charger territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brent, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
And they'll go right back to Pierce.
And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. 1st down.
That's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
121 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. 1st and 10, it's Patterson.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Charles, a lot of happy faces.
I just scraped it off the top, put it on the road, on the curve, on the block. Was already sold, out of work by 10 o'clock. Too deep in the streets, felt that baby, the mental lie. When that rush comes, the what I gotta do, I'm moving with a tool, I paid it in full. Tell me what I gotta do. Pull up in a bucket coupe. One for me and one for you. Yeah, like with the roof. for me, who could be against me? I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast, the 6'4s hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands. Deep up in them